OBS has failed me again. It says in Discord it's episode 4. It is not episode 4, it's episode 5. Even though I set the scene beforehand. There's no point complaining. Because already my day today has been very cursed. But I'm here to do a shorter Ace Attorney stream. Just to get it in, because otherwise I'm not going to have time for the first half of this week. I am very busy. Chat. I have a lot of shit I need to do. There's a chance I'm not going to be able to stream on Friday. Hoping I'm going to be able to, but there's always a chance that may not happen. I'm not going to go into details about it, but some stuff in real life is pissing me off. And I have to deal with it now. Otherwise, it's going to come back to bite me in a couple of months. So, that's all I'm going to say on it today. We're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy ourselves, chat. We're not here to mope about real life stuff. Honestly, real life stuff is something that I don't want to think about. But welcome in, Maelstrom. Hope you're doing good today. Underground Moon Caverns. This is a great track of music. This is my Odyssey's like final level music. They always do this for the final level. Even Donkey Kong Bonanza has it. But yeah, we're a bit late today. Again, real life reasons. Not gonna go into any details about it, really. But let's do the news, shall we? And get started. There we go. So, as you saw on the Discord, if you were looking at Discord anyway, the schedule for the week is a little bit weird. Monday, 3 PM today, and then I'm going to be doing 2 streams, hopefully, on the Friday and Saturday. I have some free time on Saturday to do a stream. I don't know if Tom's going to stream on Saturday, so... I mean, to be fair, Tom's streams will just kind of pop out of nowhere, so there's no way I can control, or not control, but know when that's going to happen, so... We'll see if there's going to be 2 streams at the same time on Saturday. But, yeah, Friday 1 PM, Saturday 1 PM. Gonna be doing both days, hopefully. Saturday might be 2 hours. We'll see. It might be 3 hours, might be 2. Again, depends on how busy I am. But no, that's the week sorted. I also finished Eternity 2, which was a Doom WOD series. So I've done Doom WODs in the past. And I played Eternity 1, I think, back in 2020. It came out ages ago. But it was fantastic. There was like 36 maps. And they just increased in like quality and difficulty. And there were some pretty long ones in there. I think some of the ones towards the end were like 2 hours long. Not in this collection, though. This collection, the kind of length went up to around an hour, which I liked. I think they were more balanced. Outside of the last couple of maps where the game decided, I wonder how dark we can make the game so you can't see anything. Which sucks, because these maps are very pretty, and I want to see the maps. But the devs of the final 6 maps are like, we're going to go very dark and gothic. The thing is, you kind of need to be able to see that. And I couldn't see anything. I think a lot of games, to be fair, that are like gothic inspired have difficulty making the game, you know, look good while also being dark. But it's fine. It was a good series of WODs. I enjoyed them. I think I can't really compare them to Eternity 1 because it was so long ago, but I think I enjoyed them equally. I don't need to compare them, really. I just enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. Critical Role Talk. Not that much to talk about. I finished the arc that I was on. I think I mentioned that I'm going to finish this arc and then move on to a different tabletop series on YouTube. And I have now reached the chair arc. Welcome in, Michael Patterson. Oh, this is whose theme? Mistral's theme from Metal Gear Rising. I remember this. Tentacle character with her like weird sentient tentacle arms. I didn't enjoy that part of it though. But no, yeah, quick talk. I finished off the arc, the C arc. I will say it kind of ended on a okay. We're just done with this now. No, it just kind of ended there. you can kind of tell that Matt was kind of like, "Oh, we're gonna do the final part of this." No, the way it's designed is if they do the final part of it, there's gonna be actual trouble, so they didn't do it. And I'm like, oh, kind of wanted to know what would happen if they'd done the final temple, but they're not doing it because they're too scared of what it might cause in the world. So, unfortunately, we're not going to get more of that, but I have also reached another arc, which involves a DM's nightmare. I had this happen before. When you're a DM chat, and you're trying to describe a place, there's a chance that you might give particular emphasis to things you don't plan on giving emphasis to. Like, for example, in this session, Matt unfortunately made a chair in the middle of the room very, very weird in his description. It was a normal chair, but the way he described it made it sound important, and for about 10 minutes, the players were trying to work out what is the significance of this chair. For Matt to just say, it's just a chair, it's nothing, it's just window dressing for the scene, but they were like, it has to be important. Why is there a chair here? Was it used for torture? Is it like some kind of some place that someone was sitting before they had to run out? Why is there a wooden chair in the middle of this room? Anyway, I am watching now alongside this while I have that on my podcast and listen to that like at work. I'm also listening to Crown of Candy, which is the chair arc riveting. I mean, to be fair, the D&D can lead riveting arcs that you least expect. I had a bit in my campaign where the players had to deal with a mafia that based around had like a cover as a fish and chip shop, and they spent about 3 sessions dealing with these guys, and it was incredible. But yeah, let's talk about Crown of Candy. So Crown of Candy is, I would describe it as Game of Thrones set in a candy-esque kingdom. It is a Dimension 20 show, which you'll know from YouTube. People call Dropout. They have a lot of fun quiz shows and stuff. Dimension 20 is their tabletop show, and they did this for the 5th season of that. And so far, I am enjoying it. It's very silly. I'm not... The funny thing is about it, that they play it so serious and straight that I was wondering, like, is this not meant to be intentionally funny? They're like little candy people, and I'm just laughing right now during all of this. Apparently it does get quite dark later on, which I'd also find very funny. I guess that's kind of the point, right? It's so obscene that it kind of goes back around to just being, like, not obscene. But all the characters are great. It is my first time watching a Dimension 20 show, so I'm getting used to the faces and understanding kind of their dynamics. The one downside to this compared to Critical Role is it doesn't feel as like homely. I don't know what word I would be to describe it. There's a lot more edits involved, so you don't really get the inter-player banter that you'd get with Critical Role, which is like usually around 4 hours long. I will say, this show being only 2 hours per episode is great. I love it, and the minor edits they do are also wonderful. So I do enjoy that aspect of it. Moving on to the final bit of talk, I had an opportunity this weekend to kidnap my anime watching friend to finish. Oh, that's the wrong button. To finish Dr. Stone Season 2. I literally kidnapped them and said, we're sitting down and you're not leaving until we finish this show, or this season. And we watched the entire thing, all 11 episodes, and it was wonderful. I think I realized the tone of the show going through this season. Understandably, this show is not necessarily aimed at kids, but it's definitely leaning more towards a family-friendly kind of ambiance. There's not a whole lot of death in the show. I don't think a single character has died. I have been told that the stakes increase as it goes along, but I was warned going into this that the show gets dark. It has not done that yet, and I'm already halfway through the show. Maybe that'll change in Season 3, but so far it has been very chill. Highlights of Season 2. I enjoyed the nitroglycerin airplane, like paper airplanes. They were devastating. The new characters are fun. I like Akio with his bow. I mean, he's basically the only new character. I like the fan of the American songwriter and singer. Like, I still think the characters from season 1 are the best. I think Senku, Gen, they're all just wonderfully written characters. The only character I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of, outside of Ginro, but he's meant to be written like that, is I think Chrome. Chrome feels like he's the main character of this show in a way where he's the person like you're meant to get behind, like he's the underdog of the group. I don't necessarily like those sorts of characters. Whenever I see a scene of him, I'm like, okay, it's just gonna be Senku light or Gen light. Like, I think his personality is the weakest personality in the show, personally. I like his arc of him being like, you know, a scientist who was born in the Stone World and learning how to do that stuff. I think that's fun. But the way they execute it is not my favorite. I don't like the Giant Kill episode because he just gets given his means of escape. Grim is more like a character to show that people are still interested in science, even so far apart from modern science. And I think that worked for season 1, but for season 2, it's kind of like they're giving a lot of screen time to a character who is just kind of doing the same arc over and over again. Like, I'm a scientist. I'm a modern scientist. Look at me. I know all this stuff. Watch me break out of jail. And then, in his most controversial scene, I think, in the show, he pretends to be sick and coughs up blood in front of the person who was sick for all of her life. I was watching that scene and I was like, this is an incredibly poor taste, Chrome. That person was coughing up actual blood, and then they were healed by medicine. And you just went in front of them and pretended to cough up like raspberries and stuff. What are you doing? Anyway, that's it. We're going to do guess the game, and then we're going to get into this. They're not showing up. Pioneer 2 moves that really takes me back to 1999, 2000. I think I was a babby back in... I was a literal 1-year-old in 1999, so I wouldn't know. What is this game? This Teardown? Wait, no, I've seen this before. I don't think it's Teardown, but let's just try Teardown. It's not Teardown. Oh, is it Saints Row? Which Saints Row game? Saints Row 4. Yay! Looking for to try a new daily puzzle? No. I actually quite enjoyed Saints Row 4. That was the one that was based on, like, you know, it being a sort of a video game simulation. It was fun and weird. In a way the new one isn't fun or weird. I kind of hated 4. 3 was the last one I enjoyed. I guess like, it's a very particular kind of humor. Like, it's very on the nose and very meta. But I think Saints Row 3 was also very on the nose and meta as well. 4 added all the superpower shit. I like the superpower shit though, that was fun. What is this? Folklore. Well, I don't know what this folklore is. Oh, sounds like Final Fantasy 12. That was a fun game. Dawn. Roller thing. I mean, it's called Roll 7. Roller Dome. Oh! Fucking order in court. Got it straight away. Amazing. Not straight away. After all 6 attempts, went away. Right. Chat, we're going to get into this and get started. Let me remove this and then do that. Because I keep forgetting to do that before I begin to stream. Let's go.